With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
And well, there you go. When things finally get plugged in, you finally can talk. We do apologize about that. A little bit of audio issues coming into tonight's race, having to fix some things in the background, so we do apologize for that. But your Reloptix.com pole sitter here tonight from Sonoma Raceway and the Rally Cross course. The man that went to victory lane last week, Sheldon Fiddick, has got this one in his hands right now. Mark Axelson taking that second spot away. Oh, and spin! A little bit of a 360, man, doing some tricks out here tonight. No bonus points tonight. We're not drift racing. We're rally cross racing here. But Sheldon Fitty inside of his machine putting on one heck of a show. A driving clinic here in heat race number 1. We'll take a look back as we've got multiple in-car cameras here tonight. Take a look back here with Frenchie. Inside of that 46 Subaru. Subaru's running first and second here in heat race number 2. We'll jump back outside of the car for a moment as we've got a close battle between Axelson and Frenchie. Frenchie putting his Subaru out front, grabbing that second position. Axelson right there, not quite ready to give up the fight just yet as he continues to try to close in and run down. Yet another onboard camera shot as we'll go from the driver's seat. Looking forward, there's Frenchie trying to walk away, and we got a joker lap down to the inside. Here he goes, Mark Axelson doing exactly what he's got to. He's going to gain quite a bit of time. Make up over 2 seconds right there. That is, I don't want to say it's cheating, but, you know, that's what the joker lap's there for. It's for you to try to make up some time, and all of your fellow competitors have the opportunity to make up time as well by utilizing that joker lap. And you can see having to use the windshield wipers on this Subaru, on this Ford actually, Mark Axelson in the Ford Festiva Rally Cars car, having to dust off a little bit of the windshield as dirt's flying around. Going to come up over the final few corners and over the hill and head back across the line. We'll jump back outside of the car and head around the track. What do you say we go check in on that 46 of Frenchie? He's lost a little bit of ground. The Subaru driver finds himself running and sitting in the 3rd position. Robert Doing sitting back a little bit further behind the field. There you can see him crossing the start-finish line in his Reloptix.com. Number 9, I believe this is an Impreza, Subaru Impreza, I believe. Either way, checkered flag gonna fly with Sheldon Fittig going across the line. 5 laps already in the bag, and that's gonna spell the end to heat race number 1. So we'll step back away from the racetrack, let these drivers head to the pit area, as it looks like we've got some flight down there. Somebody taking flight, flipping, rolling. And finally coming to the stop. Looks like they're going to go ahead and grab that machine and get that one all fixed up and ready to go for tonight's feature. But first, we've got some drivers ready to roll off of the starting grid here for heat race number 2. And let's see, it looks like, yeah, we're going to have ourselves another 4-car heat race here in heat race number 2 at Sonoma Raceway, the Rally Cross course here tonight for the Turn 5 Motorsports Beef Jerky Unlimited. Reloptix.com, season number 1. And we're going to jump a little closer to the field because they're getting ready to drop the hammer. You can see them all beginning to line up, all beginning to get ready to roll. And heat race number 2 starting lineup looks a little something like this. Steve Law will bring the field to the green flag with Tommy D starting just beside him. The 34 Cornflakes machine of Andy down there, 3 wide. James Schultz rounds out the field, and the green flag will fly once again. We are racing at Sonoma here for heat race number 2. Oh, contact, multiple contact between drivers at the front of the field. 2 of them at the front going to go around, and they're now going to have to race from the back. Tommy D with trouble here tonight. The Volkswagen of Andy has some issues as well. We've got another Volkswagen machine sitting right here. Bob Marley would be proud of how far we've come, and check out that 65. Getting around the track, trying to chase down Steve Law at the front of the field. The Law man letting the Law down here tonight. Walking away with the race lead right now, 2.2 second advantage. As we get set to close lap number 1, we'll jump on board and take a look. Back off of the tail end over the wing, nobody in sight. And that is a beautiful sight to see. And oh, there you can see him just barely. You can see James Schultz right behind him. As we take another look back at your race leader, Steve Law. Great onboard camera shot here tonight. Multiple onboard action shots going to be coming at you left and right here tonight. Want to bring you all the action, carnage, and chaos that these rally courses can create, really. And, you know, let's be honest here. Dave, not so familiar with the rallycross world. I have driven them a few times on the platform. iRacing.com, the world's #1 racing simulator, and almost overstepping the bounds right there. Steve Law sideways going up and over the hill and on the jump. Almost threw that one away. Almost jumped completely off of the track. But as we were saying, I have dabbled and dealt with the cars here and there, but as far as true racecraft in them, really not quite sure what aspects really benefit you in these machines. I'm a big time road course racer. I'm a huge fan of the dirt track racing. But here, you're kind of mixing them both, so these cars, I don't know how different they run from the pavement side of the track to the dirt, as we see a Lawman getting ready to make that first right-hander into the infield carousel section of this course. Field well in hand. Steve Law, 9-second advantage over this man, James Schultz. We're rounding the first corner in the carousel, and he's going to begin to try to find some more time out there. Tommy D unable to capitalize on the good starting position, and Tommy mired seconds back after early contact lap number 1. But the Beef Jerky Unlimited, Reloptix.com. Number 86 Ford Festiva making his way around the track pretty well, and Andy just going to blow that corner. Completely missed the corner, and the cornflakes machine may not have milk in his bowl right now. Taking a look at all of these drivers as we work our way around the track. Final lap here in heat race number 2. This will finish out the field and set the running order for tonight's 11-lap feature. And coming around the final few corners, here he comes up and over the hill into the start-finish line. The Lawman. You're going to put them all in handcuffs here tonight. And he's going to walk away with a heat race win. There you can see him celebrating with a little bit of a drift. You can't park there, my man. You got to keep going. He's going to punt the cone for good measure. Make sure nobody else has any issues right there. So a great heat race for Steve Law in that Subaru number 6. The Lawman will roll off outside pole position. And just like that, we're going to get set for a brief intermission. Head trackside for the national anthem. So don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
but so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular their bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Head back live trackside as drivers begin to make their way to the starting grid. Let's jump closer once again to this track. 3 wide on the race start, and your starting lineup looks a little something like this rolling off. With the pole position here tonight, Sheldon Fittig going to grab the top spot. Steve Law right there with him. Mark Axelson. James Schultz back in row 2, row number 3 here tonight for the Turn 5 Motorsports, BeefJerkyUnlimited.com. A rally course race at Sonoma Raceway. Robert Doing, Andy back in row 3. Frenchie and Tommy D round out the field. And we're going to get ready to drop the hammer. Green flag flies for the first time here tonight in the feature event from Sonoma. Contact. And we got one flying. One flying off of the screen. And oh boy, Steve Law, after starting from that second position, he is going to have some help. Big time trouble here tonight on lap number 1 for Steve Law. Tell you what, let's go back and see what happened here. We don't want to dwell on it too long, but let's go back real quick to the restart. Take a look at how it went down there. You can see Law down there on the inside. Looks like he's a little slow on the gas, onto the brakes. Contact between the 34, and I believe that is the 46, I believe, possibly the 34 with contact, and that's going to just shoot Law right into the barriers, and he's going to get held up. And that pretty much puts an end to tonight's race for him. But how about the battle at the front? Sheldon Fittig not walking away with this one. He's got some company, and he's got a man out front. Let's go on board as we watch Fittig trying to make a pass through the carousel. You can see that windshield wiper working, doing his job, trying to keep the windscreen clean. Fittig all over him right now. Axelson staying calm, cool, composed, and he's making his way around the track and starting to walk away, and he's going to go ahead and pull the Joker lap early. Little bit of a misstep getting into the corner, and that's going to open up the door for Fittig. Fittig going to look to the inside as they cross the start and finish line. Lap number 2 now underway, so let's go ahead and throw that timing and scoring up to the left-hand side of your screen. You can follow along just like we do right here at the production booth. 9 laps remaining in tonight's race in the Beef Jerky Unlimited Reloptix.com. Number 41, Subaru showing the way. Mark Axelson trying to kick it sideways and work his way back into contention for that top spot. But how about the turnaround of events for this man right here inside of the Beef Jerky Unlimited 86 machine? Tommy D has got his Ford Festiva running well here. A little bit of a struggle in heat race number 2. But a great job here in the feature event, picking up the pieces. Other drivers had trouble, and well, he was right there ready to pounce, and he's benefited from it. Tommy D rounds out your podium here tonight. Back to the number 9 machine. The Reloptix number 9 of Rubber Doing has some issues. He's going to go off track in that initial section of the carousel, and that's going to open up the door for James Schultz. He's going to look to the outside now. This psychedelic paint scheme on that 65. Gotta love it right there. Doing's going to run wide once again. That's going to give Schultz the inside lane into the final chicanes. And they're going to come around this final left-hand corner. Will anybody take the Joker? Nobody going to take the Joker lap this time around. They're all going to continue to chase after the 9 of Robert E. Close race right here. Frenchie not too far off behind Andy. And the Cornflakes number 34 machine trying to get himself back up into contention. But we'll head back to the front because we got a battle for second and we got a driver on his side. Turtled here tonight. Mark Axelson, big time trouble, and that's going to spell it into his night. Tell you what, we're going to try to find that one if we can. Do we got one of that? We're getting a thumbs up. We do have footage of that crash, so let's go back. Let's see what happened here with Axelson. 34 looks like he's doing oh, there it is. Hit that inside wall and it just tipped it up right on its side. I tell you what, let's go back. Let's take one more look at this onboard camera shot. 6 gear inside of that Ford Festiva. He's going to come around this inside corner, just clip the apex of the corner, and it's going to send him just a tumbling off into the corner. Meanwhile, front of the field, Sheldon Fiddick with a fine advantage. 3.4 seconds separates himself from second place. Solidly in second now is Tommy D, and we've got 2 drivers, multiple laps down to 76. Going to be listed a 1 lap down after that trouble and rollover. Steve Law gave his best Tony Hawk impression. The rail grind did not work. The rail grind did not work out there for Law, and it looks like he's going to walk away with 8th place points after walking away with the heat race number 2's checkered flag. Law out of the race early here tonight. We're going to cross the line with only 5 laps to go. Now make that 4 laps, and Fiddick could go back-to-back race-winning performances here in the Beef Jerky Unlimited Reloptix.com. Turn 5 Motorsports season number 1, ripping around the dirt section of this course, and let's take a look back here. Let's go on board if we can. Do we got that onboard camera shot? Well, there's the inside of the car. Let's see inside at the driver. There's one of the onboard camera shots. Great look back into the 86 machine of Tommy D as he continues to try to chase down Sheldon Fiddick. Lots of work being had in there. You can see the gears. You can see the levers. Wheel very busy inside of that Beef Jerky Unlimited number 86. Tommy D doing what he can, but will it be enough? Tommy running very well here tonight, and Fiddick with some trouble. What happened? Sheldon Fiddick with some issues. Oh my goodness. Let's jump outside of the car as we've got a new race leader for the first time here tonight. Tommy D going to take that top spot, and he's going to put Sheldon down multiple laps here, falling way deep in the field. Let's go back lap number 9 and let's find out exactly what happened to Sheldon Fiddick, race leader, dominating in heat race 1, dominating here in the feature event, and Fiddick gonna have a big time moment. Gonna get onto the grass and go around. And I believe there's a second part to this one. Let's take a look at the second part of this wreck. Oh, and Fiddick up the hill and into the chain link fence. That is never gonna be good. Meanwhile, front of the field, we'll jump back with all the action. Popsicle sticks on display for this man right here, who's gonna walk himself right into victory lane. How about that? What a great night. What a great race for this Beef Jerky Unlimited. Reloptix.com. Sad Motorsports 86 machine of Tommy D getting the job done. White flag flies. Final lap. Final time through the dirt section of this track. And Tommy D's gonna just pretty much walk away with this thing. 17.5-second advantage over Robert D in that 9 machine. Frenchie right there in the 46 looks to round out the field, the podium. In that third position, Sheldon Fittig gonna have to settle for 4th. 5th place is James Schultz. Andy right there in 6th. And across the hill for the final time, checkered flag flies here from Sonoma Raceway, and taking the race win here in race number 9 is the 86 machine of Tommy D. What a great night. What a great race for him and his entire crew. Able to make his way to victory lane with Robert D and Frenchie joining him on the podium positions here tonight. Tough break for that 41 machine of Sheldon Fittig. Dominating in happy hour, dominating performance in heat race number 1. Walked away with the checkered flag with a 6-second advantage by the time he was done. Walking away with a race win. And then it all backfired. It all went wrong. That's how quick it can happen. And that's how quick your luck can change. And this man right here not complaining one bit. He's going to do a little bit of a cool down lap. And Tommy D walks away with the checkered flag here tonight. Your race winner in the Beef Jerky Unlimited Reloptix.com Turn 5 Motorsports Season number 1, race number 9. And Tommy D, it's the victory lane. With our feature event already in the bag, we're going to take a step away from the track and we're going to head to a brief commercial, getting ready for your post-race interviews. So don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. And back trackside at the conclusion of tonight's race here from Sonoma Raceway, we were at the Rallycross course, and Tommy D gonna pick up the pieces and walk away with his checkered flag here tonight. But first, let's get to some of the drivers that walked away in podium positions. Tell you what, let's see if we can catch up and have a few words with the man that went to victory lane last week. He was on the pole position in Heat Race 1. You walked away with that checkered flag. You came up, a little bit short here in the feature event. Tommy D, it's Dave. How you doing, bud?
Hey, what's happening?
Oh, well, Tommy, actually, I got that all mixed up. You were not the third place finisher. You're a race winner, so you know what? Let's just hit the reset button real quick, and there we go. Tommy, heck of a job here tonight. Looked like you struggled a little bit in heat race number 2. A little bit of contact in the heat race. Did that change your mindset and your approach when we headed into tonight's feature event?
No, I just didn't. I'm still learning how to drive these cars. Still getting used to using the handbrake. I actually woke up at 4 o'clock this morning to fly to Philadelphia to go have some meetings with a clutch disc company that we use for nitro cars, and then I wasn't even sure I was going to make it here. I made it with like 10 minutes, what I thought was 10 minutes to spare, so I really didn't have enough practice. And then finally in the warm-up, I somehow got onto something, and I was able to repeat it during the race. I mean, I don't know if I could have ran down Sheldon. You know, he made a mistake, and I was able to take advantage of it and hold on.
Well, sometimes it's good to be good and good to have a little bit of luck on your side, and it looked like tonight you did indeed have that feather in your cap. But more importantly, another visit to victory lane with a handful of your fellow drivers out there on the track. Coming to the final few races in the season, we've got 6 races left here. I know next week we're going to be heading to Lanier and the Tour Modifieds. What's your thoughts moving forward to the All-Star race and beyond?
I didn't get a good start to the season, and owning a business and work and being a crew chief on nitro not even funny cars anymore. Top Fuel Dragsters has got me pretty busy, and I missed a few races, but this is my first win in turn 5, so I want to thank Sheldon for taking care of all this and running this and managing all this, and thank Reloptix for, they got the best inserts there is known to man. In my belief, it actually makes my VR look even clearer than it was with just contacts or glasses. But just want to have some fun the next 6 races, and I don't even know if I have a chance at a championship, but let's just have some fun and see what I can do. Just nice to finally get break that cherry and get that first turn 5 win that I've ever gotten.
Yeah, as we mentioned, you've been to victory lane with a handful of these drivers in some of the other series that are ran under your umbrella league. First win in turn 5 doesn't make it any less important. So before we let you go and celebrate this race win, Tommy, would you like to give any final shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home or at the shop?
Well, shoot, I gotta, obviously Beef Jerky Unlimited. Hopefully some people watching know that there's a there's a coupon code down on the bottom of your stream that they can get a discount if they watch us race, and have some really great jerky. I got to thank my wife. I put in a 17-hour day today. Barely got here with 10 minutes to spare from the airport, and she asked me. I figured she might want me to hang out with her, and she goes, "Can you still make it?" I'm like, "Maybe." She goes, "Well, go." I was like, "Are you sure? I thought you might want to hang out." She's like, "No, go do it." So I'm lucky. I got a good wife, lets me do this stuff that it's not only fun for me, it's just get to hang out. And it's a different way for me to hang out with some buddies of mine and race with my friends. And I live in Michigan up here with my kids and my wife. And so a lot of my friends are in Indy. So when I'm up here, I got my other group of friends here in Worn Out Racers in turn 5. And I'll tell you what, it's just so enjoyable to hang out with these guys, and there's no drama, and just keep on having fun, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Always a pleasure when we hit the track. Always love that. It's something new, something different for everybody, week in, week out. And so far, multiple different race winners, and you're going to add your name to that column after tonight. So, again, Tommy, congratulations on the checkered flag, and we'll see if we can't catch up with you next week at Lanier.
Thank you, man, and thank you to you for taking care of our stream and making us look professional. You work wonders because pretty hard to make us look good.
It's easy when you have an easy product. Well, there you go. Final few parting words from Tommy D. Looks like switching up the end of tonight's race. So we're going to start with your race winner, Tommy D, and head down the list of the podium drivers. We've got some different names here coming at you. Let's see if we can't go talk to the man that was in third when he crossed the line, but walking away with second place points at the end of this thing. Frenchie and Stave, you got a copy?
I got a copy, buddy. What's going on, man?
Same old stuff, different day. Loving the racing action at the Rallycross here, Rallycross course tonight. Congratulations on the podium finish. And when were you informed that, well, you get to take a step up from that third spot to second?
So we have the in-car communication between all of our buddies there, and the bomb dude in front of me, after he couldn't bleed off his time penalty, kind of let me in on the secret. He said he was going to have a 18-second penalty, so my one and only goal was to stay 18 seconds to his rear bumper, make sure I got his spot. So that was the plan, but it worked out better than I thought.
Yeah, we're working out for you indeed. As we already said, you were scheduled to finish on a podium. One more spot just makes it that much sweeter. But as we look forward in the season here, we've been in the stadium trucks twice. We've been in the Indy cars twice. We've been in the ARCA cars twice. We're going to head to the Tour mods once again at Lanier. What's your thoughts moving forward to that little bit of a short track shootout that we'll have next Tuesday night?
I'm a short track type of guy. I like the tight knit racing and the wheel to wheel stuff. So it's tough to keep your emotions in check and and try to run a clean race. So the whole goal of that would be just to stay clean and try to inch your way towards the front as much as you can, and kind of let the time and the wrecks play out if there are any wrecks that night. So that's kind of the plan.
Well, we're going to look forward to seeing how you get around the track there at Lanier, but make no mistake about it, tonight an absolutely great finish for you and your 46 crew. Going to walk away with the second place spot and points. That's going to give your point standings a little bit of a shot in the arm. So congratulations on that as we get set to move into the final few races of the season. But before we let you go here tonight, would you like to give any final shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home or at the shop?
I for sure turn 3. You guys for hosting us, and for Tommy D and Beef Jerky Unlimited for giving us this opportunity to run in turn 5 and also other leagues that he sponsors with us. It's a great it's a great guy to have around, and also for Sheldon and all them guys that put up these races. This is an awesome time, and it's almost like family racing with these guys now. Can't wait to race day in, day out.
Well, again, Frenchie, congratulations on that second place finish, and until next time, stay safe, keep it fast, and we'll try to meet up with you next week at Lanier.
Thanks, Dave. We'll see you next time.
All right, there you go. Final few words from Frenchie. Finishes across the line in third, but a time penalty going to catapult him to second. Frenchie with a good run, good race there in the feature event, and he's going to find himself walking away with the good points here tonight as well. Going to finish, as we said, now in second. And let's go to the man that finishes out. Your podium spot's gonna catapult from fourth into the third position. Was once leading the race, led his heat race to a checkered flag, walked away with the pole position. Sheldon, man, what happened?
Well, I mean, that's what I call a cranial rectal inversion there. I just went in the corner a little hot, and I grabbed the e-brake, and I caught the left rear on the grass, and it spun it sideways, and then I thought I could drive up over the hill, and there's a chain link fence there, and I got hung up in the chain link fence. And then I had to pop the clutch a few times to get out of the fence. So, yeah, that was a whoopsie. And then Bomb Dude was nice enough to get a penalty that allowed me to stay in the top 3. So, yeah, overall, it was a very interesting race there in the feature.
Yeah, a rather eventful feature event for a lot of different drivers. Some early trouble there on lap number 1. How were you able to jump off of the starting grid the way that you were, not just in the feature but in the heat race? These standing starts a little bit tricky, so how were you able to get so much grip?
I mean, the key really is getting your car to the right revs. So when the light turns green and you let off the throttle, you don't get too much wheel spin. You can't hold it wide open. It's on the rev limiter at about 2,500. You got to be a little bit under that when you pop the clutch. It, launches and then gets grip faster without spinning the tires. So, I've practiced the launch a few times. Luckily for me, normally I'm pretty good here. I have quite a few laps at this racetrack thanks to BC and John Caps and Ron Caps and Shane and those guys. They when they were teaching me this, a year and a half ago driving this car, we spent a lot of time actually on this track. So I learned quite a bit from those guys as we were going through and learning this rallycross stuff, because this is still relatively new to me too when it comes to the racing world.
Yeah, and you mentioned those names, and for those of you that don't know, being quick on the draw is something that those drivers have to do in real life. So some pointers and tips from some of those guys can go a very long way. And you were able to not just utilize it, but show it here tonight in both the heat race and the feature event. But before we step back and hand you the mic and let you give your final few parting words for the evening, Sheldon, want to get a little bit of information? We got an all-star race coming up in 2 short weeks. We've got anything to tell the fans?
So we're down. So we actually haven't made a full decision yet. We're down to 3 choices. So if you're watching this broadcast live right now, we're down to running Pro 4 trucks at Irwindale Figure 8 with the jump, or running the trucks on Bristol dirt, or running the Pro 4 trucks at Nürburgring with no track limits. So what I'm saying at Nürburgring is you can drive across the grass, you can do whatever you want and try to get around that 14-mile race or 14-mile track the fastest on the truck. So we're having a debate. I thought I had it settled at Nürburgring, but there's been some other very candid points brought up. So we're going back to a vote again for the league members to find out, the league and the fans, on what they want to see. I think we're pretty much settled that we want to run Pro 4 trucks just because they're a hoot we can beat and bang. But where we do it, if we want to do it on a close Figure 8 with the jump at Irwindale, or if we want to do Bristol dirt, or a no track limit Nürburgring race. Those are what we're down to.
Well, I'm going to put in my vote with you. I say Bristol dirt backwards.
Backwards.
Yeah,
right.
you got to make right-hand turns instead, while in reverse. No, I'm just kidding. No matter the pick, those are all 3 great tracks. And I would have to agree, those Pro 4 trucks, absolutely wonderful to watch out there, and a absolute blast to get behind the wheel. You showed that last week at Crandon, but again, Sheldon, we'll wait for some more information. We'll see what comes down the pipe next week at Lanier and the Tour Modifieds. But Yeah, man, heck of a finish, heck of a way to finish out tonight's event, walking away with third. So we're going to step back. Mike's all yours.
You know the deal here, Dave. Thank you, Turn 3 Motorsport or Turn 3 Racing Networks. Thank you guys very much. Love what you guys do. Beef Jerky Unlimited, Tommy D, everything he does in his league. Go to beefjerkyunlimited.com. Get yourself some jerky. It's fantastic. I cannot tell you how great it is. Reloptix, got a VR headset. Get yourself some Lennon's inserts. I mean, I'm basically blind without them in my headset, so they're fantastic. Go get them. It's just fantastic for all the guys that showed up this week. We had a light turnout this week. Overall, it's getting down towards holiday season, so we'll have a good turnout next week. And looking forward to getting back to the tour mods. It's been a long time since we've been in the tour mods, so it should be a great evening next Tuesday. And then it's off to wherever we end up at the All-Star race.
Well, until then, my man, as always, it's a pleasure catching up with you trackside in these post-race interviews. So until then, stay safe, keep it fast, and we'll see you at Lanier.
Thank you, sir.
All right, there you go. Final words from Sheldon Fittig. Gonna finish tonight's race in third. And, well, a little bit of information coming out down the pipeline about about 2 weeks from now when we head to the All-Star event. But what a race, what a run here tonight at the Rallycross course for the Beef Jerky Unlimited. Reloptix.com. Turn 5 Motorsports season number 1. A little bit of a silly season for all of these drivers coming from multiple different series with the Worn Out Racers League. Just an absolute ball week in, week out, as we mentioned earlier in tonight's broadcast. Second time in the Rallycross cars, and they do not disappoint once again. What a night, what an evening. We're going to get ready to cut off the lights and roll up the cords. So as producers hit those buttons in the background, those familiar sounds, it's time to run down tonight's unofficial race results for your feature event right here from Sonoma Raceway. Walking away with the top spot, sitting on top of the podium inside of that Beef Jerky Unlimited, Reloptix.com, number 86 machine, Tommy D, gonna take his first checkered flag of season number 1. Frenchie in the 46, gonna capitalize on another's mistake, and he'll finish in second. Sheldon Fittig went from first back outside of your podium and back into third by the end of tonight's race. Your pole sitter, your Heat Race 1 winner, Sheldon Fittig, going to finish out his night in third. 65 of James Schultz will finish in fourth, and rounding out your top 5 after off-track penalty, the 9 of Robbie D, going to finish in fifth. Sixth place tonight belongs to the 34 machine of Andy, with Mark Axelson back in seventh after trouble in a tip over on his side. The 76 going to finish 6 laps down. And Steve Law finishes out the 8-car field here tonight from Sonoma Rallycross course. Early trouble for Law will finish his night early, and he will finish out the field in 8th, and that's pretty much going to do it. That's going to be all for us here in the production booth. So as we get set to roll into the holiday season, hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving, and we look forward to seeing you on the build up to Christmas. Great racing action coming at you next week in the Tour Modifieds at Lanier Raceway. Tune in, be right here if you haven't already. Join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. As always, drop these drivers that thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave of the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you. Each and every time you stop by, slide down in the description, click that link, and head on over to beefjerkyunlimited.com. Use Turn 5, all caps, in the checkout line. Get yourself a 15% discount. So with all that being said, stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.